Hello again. I have heard your pleas. You want more Percy Jackson content from me, which is why I will be talking about something else entirely today. Because I cannot be contained, I cannot be controlled, you will not fit me into a box. Well, it's related. It's related, but it's not related. Because if you grew up liking Percy Jackson, then you probably like this as well. This being How to Train Your Dragon, in my opinion, is the greatest animated series in our short lifetimes on this sad floating rock. And for those of you who don't know what a scenic artist is, I paint theme parks. Pretty much every surface that you see around the theme park is painted by hand, and that's my career. I was fortunate enough to work as a painter at the Isle of Berk at Epic Universe, which is one of my favorite flexes to give. Also one of the only flexes I can give. I'm not that interesting. So much passion went into that. Everybody that worked on it cared so much about it. If you have a chance to check it out, please check it out. But they have yak nog at the meat hall. I don't know what kind of crack they put into the whipped cream, but I think it is the greatest thing that I've ever consumed. I understand that the world is ending and the price of a universal ticket is equivalent to like both of your kidneys, but if you do get the chance, it is worth it. And not just to say hi to my sheep. But I'm not here to talk about the How to Train Your Dragon part today, or complaining about the third Toothless and Toothpaste, whatever that was. I'm talking about the TV series, Race to the Edge. How to Train Your Dragon was a huge hyperfixation of mine. I also grew up in the Rocky Mountains. My backyard was just the woods.
I'm going into the forest to scream.
I grew up with a very energetic black dog named Ginger. I'd pretend that she was my dragon, and we were out searching for new dragons to add to the my little sketchbook that I would carry with me. I was a really dumb kid too, so I got lost constantly. I would say that my dog helped me, but she was also really dumb. My hyperfixation just kind of ended. I watched How to Train Your Dragon 2. Spoilers, by the way, but Hiccup's dad kicks the bucket pretty magnificently, and it traumatized me. And I did not touch the franchise again until I got the job. And I walked in there and I was surrounded by basically my childhood, and it hit me like a truck. I felt like a war veteran. I was like, oh, I'm 15 again. Then I realized that Race to the Edge was strangely slept on, which honestly was really odd because the park is mostly Race to the Edge. And I realized that the show can be a bit off-putting. It is very much made for kids. The writing can be pretty cringy at times, but for the most part, it's surprisingly really well written as far as the characters go. I feel like they did a lot better job exploring these characters' personalities and relationships than they did in the movies, and I understand that a lot of that is just runtime, we spend more time with them in the TV show, but the only way that Hiccup's character arc into becoming chief at the end of the second movie really makes sense is if you watch Race to the Edge and you get to know him a bit better. And then they literally throw everything away in the third movie, so that we're pretending that doesn't exist. We don't know her. No, I didn't actually come back and finish the show until I had started work at Berk Bars. And I'm really glad that I finished the series before going to Epic, because there's Easter eggs to the show everywhere. They play the intro. There's an entire ride dedicated to the dragon racing, and in the queue line for Hiccup's wing gliders, there's just the dragon eye, just on the shelf. I found references to chicken, little nods to the dragons that they find throughout the show as well. The death song that they rescue is chilling in one of the houses. So is the triple strike, except its tail is falling off and they haven't fixed that yet, which is a little concerning. That's kind of Hiccup's job. Why hasn't he fixed the triple strike's tail yet? And I will say, if you're going to watch this, watch it now. Every single one of DreamWorks shows off of Netflix are going to be disappeared and unwatchable. But yeah, let's talk about this children's show that is strangely important to me. We begin in the most secure prison. And he hates Trader Joe's.
I hate traders.
This show is so nostalgic and comforting for me. My comfort show by definition. Is it my comfort show? I guess it is. That's very healthy for me. I'm proud of myself. Most of my friends' comfort shows are super tragic. How's that comforting? Watch Psych and laugh like a normal person. Enter our main character, and surprise, surprise, he is training a dragon.
Oh, no, not again! Hey, Toothless!
So there's Snot Rocket, everyone's favorite bisexual frat boy. He ain't afraid of death and is afraid of his father not loving him. We got Astrid, most lesbians' gay awakening. There's Fishnet Leggings, he's the smart one. And then the twins, who are the twins. They're mischievous and they're spending their time Lokiing people, which is what it is called whenever your partner leaves you for Tom Hiddleston. And the main character, Hiccup, a sassy Canadian twink who always starts his day off on the right foot. No dragon rider is a dragon rider without a dragon to ride. So we got Red Toothless, Fat Toothless, Girl Toothless, Toothless, and Bud. And there is no bond stronger than that of a dragon and its rider. Except the dragons will regularly abandon their riders. So Hiccup's having his midlife crisis at 19, which is honestly probably midlife for Vikings. His platonic girlfriend is going into the military, and his friends can't handle his ADHD obsessions anymore. But Hiccup's not done being Robert Irwin.
And what is it? Can his son spend some quality time with his father?
No.
Basically, the dragon riders haven't found any dragons in a really long time, and they're thinking they're done. They found it all. Time to go home. Time to settle down. They're a bunch of quitters. But the good news is that an old man almost drowned. This is Johann. We don't like him. Tell Stoic about Dagger, who broke out of Alcatraz and is coming to kill Hiccup. And yeah, they're brothers apparently. Don't you see the resemblance? It's uncanny. How are they brothers? It's not important. But Dagger stole Johann's boat because he casually parked it at Alcatraz, and apparently Johann knows what Dagger is after. But it's in this super spooky dangerous ship graveyard. Hiccup decides to go away from the safety of home and go get the treasure thing in the sea graveyard so that Dagger can't get it, which we all know is how Dagger is going to end up getting it. They get to the ghost boat.
These guys were awful sailors.
And Hiccup goes to the Reaper, which is the one boat that Johann told him not to go to because it means certain death. You gotta get like one of those child leashes for this man. You blink and he's throwing himself off a cliff in the name of science.
My pronouns are he, not him. Because I'll never be him.
Unfortunately, he's never watched Indiana Jones. Vikings don't have TVs.
Now here's a weird fucking door.
Well, I wasn't too.
And what do you know, it was a trap. Oh, and the loyal dragons, they dipped because there was a bunch of eels.
Breakfast, we're gonna live! Most of us are gonna live!
And now the rest of the riders are just in a cage.
Not getting my family's jewels.
I mean, should we talk about the unit? What unit? I live in a condo. The one on your head?
It's like what happens when you play Barbies as a kid, like these convenient little plot devices. And yes, I played Barbies as a kid. Can exist for a reason. We're moving the plot along. They got caught for the plot. I've never seen a man that looked more like a Josh in my whole life. There's a bunch of drama because is he gonna save his friends or is he gonna kill this guy that looks like Josh? Honestly, he could have shot him like 20 times by now. At least shoot the boat so it sinks and they can't go away. You have a dragon for a reason. I think Hiccup just likes the drama. He feeds off of the tension, you know? The dragons continue to be useless because the cage is dragon-proof.
Dragon-proof bars? Oh, fascinating. You know what would be more fascinating? Get us out of here!
Basically made out of plot armor. So he saves his friends because he's contractually obligated to. And I think the dragons have the same drama itch as Hiccup does. They just love the suspense. And then guess what? Hiccup just takes the dragon eye.
Thank you kindly.
See, I think he wanted Dagger to think that he had won just to snatch victory away from him. His Viking name should be Hiccup the Statistic. So we get back to Burke and we give the strange and dangerous artifact to a responsible adult.
What is that? It looks like a...
And Gothi recognizes the keyhole as it matches a scar that she has from being chomped when she was younger? I mean, she doesn't have gray hair or wrinkles, so she must be younger. She aged well. I mean, she does look the same. My question is, why was Gothi here in the first place? No preparation or anything, just wandering around Hebrew Chandra. And after hearing this traumatic tale, Hiccup disregards her warnings entirely.
Come
can't say that to him. He's the chief's son.
But don't worry, he learned much from his very respected elders and also did not prepare at all. I get that you guys are Vikings and all, and you pride yourselves on being tough, but you do get cold. Why don't we put all those thousands of sheep that we have killed in the dragon races to use, you know, and like wear some wool? Oh no, the dragon that kills people that lands on his island is trying to kill the people that landed on his island. And meanwhile on Bert, Gobber does his best RFK impression.
I remember my first leg break. Let me clean up that wound for you.
It burns! It burns!
Ah, that just means it's working. Cured. My official diagnosis is a thorn. Not to worry, I can remove it right quick.
The thorn?
The foot.
Now this is not the snow wraith that they have on Isle of Bert. Her name is Sonoma.
I mean, look at Sedona. She's the best.
Hiccup uses his big noggin and Snotloud's punch ability to figure out that the dragon can only see heat signatures, so when they're in the snow, they can't be seen.
And you're sure it will work?
So they make dummies of themselves, and I gotta say, Snotloud is quite the artist. The resemblance, again, is uncanny. Don't feel too bad for Snotloud. He melts the cave that they're hiding in, and Toothless rescues only Hiccup. Everyone else can suck it. And Hiccup and his big brain decide that the safest place for them to stand is amongst the bait. He's hiding in the literal targets instead of, I don't know, burying themselves in snow real quick. Like I said, he must like the drama.
Rest in peace, my granny, she got hit by a bazooka. Yeah, I think about it every time I...
And at long last, they can open the Dragon Eye and finally find out its secrets.
We almost died. For that?
So Hiccup goes into artist hyperfixation mode to try and fix it, and sleep deprivation leads to answers, as it so often does. And what does it show? Whoa. A treasure map maybe? A cure for Viking cancer? My dad with the milk? No. Or just more of Hiccup's hyperfixation. So he takes his findings to the council.
Stop whining.
By the way, Stoic is not played by Gerard Butler in this. He's actually played by Nolan North.
Hey, I'm Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake. And in typical Nathan Drake fashion, he ignores the laws in favor of treasure hunting.
You take care of my boy, driver.
Oh, that's so sweet. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. So the Dragon Riders all quit their day job and end up going on a road trip together. It goes like how most road trips with your friends typically go.
To the great beyond!
Into the great beyond.
They're trying to find an island that they can make their outpost at, and they find a perfect candidate right off the bat. Hiccup and Astrid sit together completely platonically. They are not a thing yet, and everything is going perfectly.
Dragons! All of them gone!
But Toothless, the plot armor dragon, is fine. He's just in the bush for dramatic effect, I guess.
What is it, bud? Is it the other dragons?
How far do you think he's gonna get before he realizes?
Hard to say. He seemed pretty committed.
Hiccup and Toothless then abandon their party on a mysterious island that just vanished all the dragons, which is a good idea and nothing happens. This guy runs like he has to poop.
Stop out, you're yelling very loudly. Oh, really? I can barely hear myself. I'm gonna go back out there. I said I'm going back out there. No, you're not. I will take your other leg.
Enter the most non-binary pixie cottagecore dragon. It functions like a siren. It draws dragons in with its song and then saran wraps them. She's meal prepping. Astrid, Mr. President's Hiccup, and he thanks her for saving his life by immediately falling off a cliff. And then the Thunder Drum, also Mr. President's Hiccup. How has this guy lived so long?
Where's Hiccup? I knew he'd leave us. I have to pee.
After hijacking the dragon, Hiccup has a panic attack and then decides to set all of his friends on fire. And he uses himself as a match by hurling his scrawny body off a flying wild animal at full speed and surfing on the shield. Do his friends check in on his mental status? Then traps the death song so that no other dragons will be lured to the island, thus disrupting the circle of life and probably condemning this innocent Renaissance fair outfit looking creature to a slow and painful death via starvation. That doesn't happen. We meet this dragon again later in the series, but that's essentially what they thought they were doing. But the gang is now faced with a new problem. They still haven't found an apartment. But wait, this island has an intro.
In the immortal words of the mighty Thor, when something looks too perfect, it probably sucks.
So they start architecting, or they would if they could agree on something. Snotlout right now is a happily dumb strong man who is just a little fruity. Fishlegs, also fruity, but more in a West Coast wellness coach kind of way. A little bisexual boy who just wants to be one with nature. Astrid is headstrong, uptight, overly responsible, and rational. And the twins are the twins.
Everybody needs a little entertainment now and then, don't they? Tell me about it.
And this is where we see a character trait of Hiccups that isn't as prominent in the movies.
I don't know about you, but I like whiny boat Hiccup way better than Princess Outpost Hiccup.
He takes the initiative and leads, as a chief would. It's in his blood. Tough gets woken up by a noise and decides to be the comic relief sacrificial character in a horror movie by going to check it out.
Oh, this is a chicken.
And his friends are very supportive of him and believe him and care about his well-being.
Okay, fine, let's just check this out so we can all go back to sleep.
So after role-playing a cheesy 80s slasher, they wake up the next morning and get right back to arguing.
I'm just saying, let's all come up with a design that we each think is the best, and then we'll vote on it.
And it almost works. Unfortunately for him, democracy is dead. And they all sabotage each other.
Hey, Hiccup. I'm ready for a dry run. You want to be the boar?
And relying on only a chicken to feed his delusions, Tough is searching for the creature that he saw last night, and he does a fantastic Hiccup impression. Tough Nut drinks like a toddler.
What is going on with you two?
Silence!
Thorsten challenge.
Thorsten, what?
Usual stakes.
Of course.
What stakes? I don't believe it.
How? You find new dragons for a living. So they capture the white dragon, which controls all of the other dragons, and the dragon minions just kind of leave him. They don't fight to protect him, they just kind of dip.
No bullies on our island!
No bullies other than you, because you did capture the leader, Night Terror, and just leave the rest of them to be eaten. They drive away the Changewings, and Hiccup turns from Democrat to Socialist and gives everyone an equal part of the island, and names it Gooning Dragons.
The Dragon's Edge.
Dragon's Edge, I'm sorry. And the Night Terrors now do free labor for them. Speaking of free labor, Stoic makes them all return to Burke to relocate a Skuldron for him, and it goes very well.
You lived! Yay, us!
No thanks to Itchlegs over here.
The failure is Fishlegs' fault because he has hay fever.
Oh, God. Dig deeper. See if you can draw blood.
Now, I'm gonna warn you guys, this is everybody's least favorite episode. They're trying to find what he's allergic to, but unfortunately the only thing we find is that Fishlegs is really nasty.
Oh, I'd like to be able to sleep tonight.
So they figure it must be meat lug that is causing the allergy.
Perhaps it's just a simple case of adult onset allergy.
Adult onset allergies develop in your elder years when your immune system mistakenly identifies a dangerous substance.
I like to think that the twins are actually geniuses. They just have so many concussions that their brains liquefied. They take him to Viking Granny,
She wants to paralyze you.
who hypnotizes him, and as he's under, they tell him that he's not allergic to meat lug.
You are not allergic to meat lug. You are not allergic.
Poor Hiccup's walking around like a stressed art teacher. He just needs a cardigan. Then Snotlout opens his big mouth and says that he wants to turn him into an alpha bro. So when Fishlegs wakes up, he's an alpha bro. And it gives me terrible secondhand embarrassment.
It's Bone Crusher. Thor Bone Crusher. You fool, you created my very own Super Viking Thor Bone Crusher!
But Snotlout is in love with the guy. He's fallen over himself trying to get near this new Thor Bone Crusher persona.
Fire! My skull has fire! Perfect, a cult action!
Apparently, Thor Bone Crusher is homophobic, which is rich because he acts like this whenever you dead name him.
Fishlegs?
Oh, I can smell his breath through the screen. Is this like the Viking equivalent of posting on Twitter or Reddit?
Can I make out now?
Oh my god, totally. We're so gonna make out.
Dad, that's not Fishlegs. Fishlegs?
Don't be daft.
looking right at him, holding my axe.
No respect for the new identity, man. Thor Bonecrusher identifies as a Sigma bro now. His pronouns are please/have mercy. So she can't hypnotize him back to normal without her staff, which Bonecrusher bone crushed. He can only be snapped out of the Chad trance if he is terrified, essentially scaring him straight. Or scaring Snot Loud straight.
He's in love. He'd do anything for his big hunk of bone-crushing love.
Weird choice for a first date, but okay. He tries to fight the Skulltron. He kind of just annoys it, and he tries to murder Snotloud in the process.
If only my big, strong Chris Redfield was laying beside me in the bed right now, shirtless with a thong on, he would protect me.
Meatlug angelically enters and plays damsel in distress, and this scares Fishlegs back to normal, and then the rest of the riders capture the Skulltron, and they find out he was never allergic to Meatlug, but allergic to the saddle.
What happened to the Skulltron?
He's been relocated.
And my axe?
Also relocated.
And we were robbed of Viking Yowie.
Just thinking of what might have been. You broke my heart, Thor. You broke it right in two. I miss you, Thor.
Hiccup's being a nerd, and Toothless is very supportive.
Try to contain your excitement, would you? Oh, Astrid class.
Oh my god, he's a comedy genius. If you thought the last episode was annoying, prepare yourself.
Gustav!
This is the most 6-7 Roblox I've had Viking child. I don't understand how he is related to the diva that is Snotlout. Men really can't decorate, can they? I have a plan. Astrid gets another HR violation. Stormfly understandably tries to skewer the kid, which results in, unfortunately, another HR violation.
Hi.
Okay.
I'll get the steak and firewood.
Oh, hold on. No one is burning anyone at the stake.
Hiccup's right. Let's just throw him off the cliff.
Guys.
Gee, Gustav, there must be a simple explanation for you being here.
This feels ableist somehow. I think mostly because it's Pipsqueak dipshit doing it. From a real Hiccup impression. Throw yourself off a cliff. And to add injury to insult, they then burn down his house and steal from him.
Of all the irresponsible.
He then gets captured and
Then I have information!
folds immediately.
Dagger. He wants to make a trade. The Dragon Eye for Gustav.
Well, we know what has to be done, guys. Prep Gustav's funeral ship. Here we see a character flaw that is one of the main issues throughout the series. We see him taking that leadership role, right? However, he puts an immense amount of pressure on himself. If anything goes wrong, he immediately blames himself. This is just the beginning, it only gets worse throughout the series. I would also like to point out this interaction between him and Astrid. As of now, they are not an item, yet Astrid still knows him better than anybody else, really.
At least let us back you up out there.
We don't know what he'll do to Gustav if I don't follow his demands to the letter. I'll be careful.
So she knows that she can't stop him, and can only really show her concern. And when Hiccup sees this, only then does he take his own safety into consideration, telling her that he'll be careful for her. And it's pretty dumb that this tender moment is over this dork.
I'm actually gonna feel bad when I kill this kid.
I'll admit it, the brat did have a great plan. He takes Dagger to the caves in search of treasure, where Hiccup meets them.
What's the matter, Dagger? No barbs, no comebacks? I thought we had a shorthand. I thought you loved that stuff.
Whoops! Oh no!
See, that's a much better Hiccup impression. Hiccup also kind of just forgets to save Gustav. If Fanghook wasn't there, Hiccup would have been a hero. Not a murderer, he would have been a murderer. They find the treasure, Gustav dips, Hiccup goes back to being a nerd. And the fireworms are migrating. And they set everything that they land on fire. They must regularly pass through California.
It's knowing you, Island. It's not loud is out loud. Not loud is not out loud.
While the group tries to set up natural disaster prevention, Rough Nut and Tough Nut do a truly important job and find a really cool rock. And this rock just so happens to be a claimstone from the twins' family. So they own the island.
Dad, you can't be serious. You're not leaving me with this?
Because it's ours. It's our island.
Yes, I am. Welcome to my world.
Tell me we're not giving them the island?
Actually, we are. We are giving them the island.
What?
Hiccup pulls that mom move where he's just like, spend a day in my shoes, or shoe. They give out titles. Fishlegs is a jester, Astrid is a landscaper.
I'm not clearing anything for you two.
Come on, Astrid. Oh,
Snotlout is the corrupt police force, and Hiccup is a janitor.
Stable boy.
Come on, Hiccup.
They also have to bow constantly, are nickel and dimed more than guests at Disney World, and the letter S is illegal.
This water is lukewarm. We specifically asked for scalding, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you are not meticulous, brother.
Fine, scalding. It is toothless, plasma, flap.
I'm keeping an eye on you, Mr. Night Fury. My good eye.
Wait, are you telling me you have a bad eye?
Are you telling me you have a bad leg? Thought so.
Astrid's an anarchist. She's not very good at it, though. She's pretty cooperative when caught.
What are you in for?
Funny.
We're looking for a place to build our summer palace.
That might be a nice area once the fires burn the vegetation away.
Is it sad if I'm reminded of the current American administration?
It might be a good idea to have everyone working so that we can stop Thorstenton from burning down.
So, what you in for?
I was framed.
There's no I in team, there's no I in shut the fuck up either. Couple U's though, interesting. Maybe God did that. Part of his divine plan, we should listen.
Turns out if Rough and Tough had ignored the problem, it would have gone away anyways, because the Night Terrors took care of the fireworms. Their job is to protect the island, so that makes sense. Meatlug eats the Declaration of Independence, and the Edge is saved. And then the Edge is not saved. They're being terrorized by a rumble horn this time. So much for being the Dragon Master, am I right? In one of their traps, they accidentally catch Gobber, who, like the bachelor uncle that he is, has showed up uninvited to unload all of his baggage upon his nephew Hiccup. Stoic has no emotional regulation and is making his PMS everyone else's problem.
Tired of hearing people complaining. Stoic, you're being too tough. Stoic, you're being too picky. Stoic, you're cutting off my air supply.
Remember that Gobber spent the majority of his life killing dragons. In fact, most of the Vikings on Berk, that's what they did their whole lives. They just forgave them. Oh, that's your new dragon pet? Oh, that's sweet. I did watch that exact dragon sink its claws into my brother and take him over 50 feet in the air, drop him, just to pick his limp body back up and drop him again, and then leave him there, lifeless, as he burned his house to the ground, and then just flew away. Didn't even bother eating him, just wanted to toy with its prey, while I watched helplessly from the ground. But I'm happy for you. Princess Cupcakes is a great name for it. Gobber's staying at the edge to try to relocate the rumble horn, while Hiccup goes back to Berk to try to calm down his dad.
Watch the language, if he's still my father.
I guess he misses his dragon.
No, Dad, please don't kill me, it's your son!
And Hiccup's solution is, you can't stop thinking about your dragon? You should come help me fight a dragon.
Welcome to Rumblehorn Hell.
Stoic goes to give orders and he's cut off by Hiccup, who kind of takes the reins, but instead of starting like an inferiority thing, he's just a proud dad. Remember in the first movie, they craved a father-son relationship, but they had nothing in common. So this quick comment that Stoic makes is really heartwarming.
Look at the two of us. Two Viking men on the hunt, scheming to catch a wild beast.
The animation is a bit stiff, but even so, let's take a moment to appreciate the absolute powerhouse that is Stoic the Vast.
My club and I got my rope and I smell like a yacht cause I don't use soap.
I've seen him pull this shit before, so I shouldn't be surprised, but still, he lassos and brings down a 10,000-pound wild dragon with ease, is dragged into the air by it, then plans to fist fight it while plummeting to his death. They get back to what's left of the edge. Oh yeah, and while Hiccup was going to get Stoic, Gobber made a big ol' wall to stop the rumble horn, and instead it stopped Gobber. It fell on him, and he's having very normal concussion symptoms.
Morning, Mommy. Is it time for dragon killing school?
Now rub some dirt on it. They gotta go find the rumble horn now.
Bing.
It finds them, stomps around for a bit, screams at Gobber. They realize it wasn't trying to hurt them, and instead it was a seismograph. There was like a deep sea earthquake, apparently, and a big old tsunami was headed for the edge, and he just was trying to get them off the island so they wouldn't drown. He's also a wrecking ball. And the edge is saved again. Stoic names the Rumblehorn Skull Crusher. This is the dragon that we see in the movies, and is also in the park, or just his butt. So the riders rebuild the edge. Hiccup and Fishlegs are going to Dark Deep, the mythical ancestral home of the Gronkles that no Viking has ever set foot on before.
Do you understand how amazing this is? Check that! I absolutely don't care.
Fishlegs finds the island and is very normal about it.
Oh yeah, Fishlegs!
But Hiccup, the Debbie Downer that he is, points out that there are no Gronkles in Gronkle Land. There's the mean girl Gronkles, and there's why they're being so cliquish. This Goron dragon, whose diet consists of mainly blue Jolly Ranchers, is trying to kill everyone. So Fishlegs grants the Gronkles asylum at the edge, only to find that his generosity is being taken advantage of, and all the Gronkles have retreated there already.
Hey, don't you put that rock in your mouth. You have no idea where it's been.
Now is when the nerd versus jock rivalry between Fish and Snot is put on full display.
Quakin' 1, Meat Lug, pathetic. Okay,
You too.
Snotlout tries to help Fishlegs by convincing him to fight the Pillbug Dragon using the skills that he has learned as a Short King. But Fishlegs doesn't respect Short Kings, so he says no and asks a Twink instead. Hiccup tells him that he can't meddle with the natural order of things, even though that is his whole career as Dragon Master Trainer of Dragons. So Fishlegs asks Snotlout to teach him how to fight dirty. And they go back to Dark Deep, where Snotlout, after talking such big game, limps out, and Fishlegs and Meatlug save the day through the power of friendship. The riders then go back to Burke, resupply.
Okay, now remember, gang, we're only taking absolute necessities to Dragon's Edge. Oh, I guess we're leaving you behind, Fishlegs.
And that's when our favorite gay couple report that a dragon rider has been sinking boats, and Stoic immediately blames Hiccup and his friends, which means they must be a lot more destructive when not on camera. To clear their name, they play Sherlock and find a clue.
Tough.
They go to the Dragon Eye and find out this dragon that attacked the ship is called a razor whip.
Very dangerous. Yeah, we got that. Give us something new.
Punch me, because I must be drunk.
They find a campfire while searching, pull a Scooby in the gang, and split up to look for the dragon.
You look left, and I'll look right.
Wait, my left or your left?
We have the same left. We're twins.
Right!
Rough and Tough are killed, Astrid is trapped, Fishlegs is killed. Snotlout is absolutely disrespected and gets taken out while relieving himself. So H&T catch the mystery rider, and it's Heather! So they take her back to base where she collects an immediate HR violation.
Did you miss me? I think you did. That's why you threw that tree at me, isn't it?
It's been 3 years since these guys met, and something about Heather is setting off Hiccup's empathy spider sense.
And now she's so... I don't know.
Edgy? What's wrong with that? I like it.
Technically, they're all edgy, because they live on the edge. Humor me for a second. Heather's kind of annoying, but it's just annoying to me whenever characters cause conflict that can be easily avoided through communication. She's like Hallmark Channel emo, if that makes sense. But Hiccup's not falling for it.
How's your mental health? Not so good, I'm sorry. But did you know you could use a potato as a bowl for soup though?
He's aggressively supportive of his friends, so he becomes Batman. He interrogates Johann
28 stab wounds
and finds out that Heather's whole village and her family got wiped out, and she's been Robin Hooding ships to redistribute supplies back to the victims. Johann reveals that Dagger is the guy who destroyed her village, and Perma disappeared her folks. So she's going after him, and she's really bad at it.
That dragon's been circling up there for a while.
But it's alright, because Hiccup saves her. See, why? If she's willing to do whatever it takes, why isn't she accepting his help? This is what's confusing. They want the same thing, as demonstrated before. She's really not that great on her own. Oh, but she doesn't want to lose anybody else. False, because until Hiccup brought it up, she wasn't even thinking about Windshear's safety.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
And are you willing to sacrifice Windshear too?
I know people are going to argue with me on this. Heather is a fan favorite, and I welcome it, actually. Help me understand. Outside of being a 13-year-old's brand of fan fiction depressed. And that might just be because this is, in fact, a kids show. But the other characters aren't written like that. So why her? I want better for her.
But you don't have to do this alone.
I don't know. Seems like I'm destined to be alone.
You're about to have a bit of a mentee, babe. There's still so many things that you've never done with a potato, and I believe that you can do them all.
Hiccup convinces her to come back, earn their trust back.
Wait a minute, why do we like you again?
I'm truly sorry.
And it literally takes one "I'm sorry" and they're all back on board.
And I made room for you in my hut. And I'd made it clear to Snotlout that you're not staying in his hut.
Meanwhile, Hiccup discovers that the horn Heather's birth father gave to her, that she never met, just so happens to have Stoic's cheap seal on it. Thinking that Heather is his sister, flies back to Burke, where Stoic explains that Viking chiefs have baby showers.
Now, when you were born, I asked Gobber to make the smallest axe he'd ever imagined, with a handle tiny enough for a baby to grasp. I thought your mother was going to feed me to the boars.
I remember that axe.
Yeah, you used it as a paperweight.
While he's gone, Heather finds out Dagger's location and wants to ambush him, something that she's really good at, but she learned the wrong lesson from Hiccup and is going to rope all the riders into her bad plan. Something that they aren't super comfortable with because their MVP Hiccup and Toothless aren't there, which is very valid.
Look, Heather, you too? Just forget it. All that stuff about trust and having my back, I guess that was just talk.
But I guess Heather doesn't see it that way and turns to Manipulation 101. Trust is a two-way street, okay? They're just trying to make it to age 21. So I was thinking about blowing up a major highway and I need your help. I don't think we should do that. Oh, so you hate me? Huh? You said you'd always have my back. So much for ride or die. I literally never said that I hated you. It's like I'm destined to be alone. So, like the bunch of people pleasers that they are, they all decide to stop their one drunk friend from getting killed in a fight. And Astrid leaves a Life 360 notice for their dad to come pick them up. That's metal that she just casually stabbed. This attack goes a bit better than last time.
If you kill me, Heather, you'll never know.
Save it for the gods.
But before she can turn Dagger into a pincushion, Hiccup arrives and explains what a baby shower is, and how Hiccup's dad gave her birth father the horn as a baby shower gift when he had a newborn kid. That kid being Heather. That dad being Dagger's dad too. Y'all put way too much value on blood relations. I would still turn him into a Josh kebab. Heather dips again, life returns to normal. So he's got a new invention that he has named the Fly 1 because he knows that it'll inevitably fail and he'll have to make another one.
The chicken is not amused.
What is it? It's a flight suit. Don't all applaud at once.
Everyone else can't understand why he would want to fly on his own. Like, they don't see him plummet from the sky every other business day.
What are you planning on doing here?
Jumping?
Also, I haven't touched on this yet, but the series also adds a whole bunch of personality to the dragons. Toothless in the series kind of takes a role as like a tired older brother.
My God.
And the team finally steps in to stop him. He just so happened to crash in the same area that an injured Speed Stinger is. He's acting like a men's soccer player. Speed Stingers are basically penguin dragons. They don't fly and they hunt in packs. So this guy, being injured, was abandoned by his loyal pack. Hiccup wants to nurse him back to health. Speed Stingers have this venom that paralyzes you. So thanks to the twins' help, Hiccup manages to get a splint on the injured leg, then gains enough trust through his Robert Irwin powers to bring it back to base, where Hiccup continues his reckless pursuit of knowledge.
You're not actually thinking of trying to train it, are you?
What? No. I could never.
Maybe would have worked if not for Snotlout's Speed Stinger phobia.
Not even on your best day, pal.
After he's healed, they take off the splint and discover that the dragon is actually Jesus. Darwinism has made them all Jesus, actually. And they are coming to kill the sinning dragon riders.
Stinger webbing actually inspired me to make a few changes on a little something I've been working on.
If you say dragonfly too...
Oh, I'm locking you up.
The dragon riders go to worship the Jesus Stinger. He's gone. He's been kidnapped by Snotlout and Ruff, which doesn't make much sense because he was healed. they were about to take him back anyways.
Whoops! That's all you got? Whoops! There's other things I want to say, but none of them are very ladylike.
I'm saying they aren't the sharpest axes in the forge, which is saying something, because that's where you take your axe to be sharpened. The rest of the pack arrives to deliver holy retribution. Hiccup impersonates my parents.
Separate!
Back to training at the base.
One man, one dragon, one leg.
Do you have to turn it into a game?
Don't we always?
Fair point.
What happened to him?
It died.
This is the male loneliness epidemic. You see, ladies, this is what you have driven this poor dragon to. Lock him in solitary confinement. And then he isn't. Snotloud blames Hiccup and forces him to help him getting Hootfang back.
Up, bud! Fly, bud! Do something, bud! Okay.
They discover that Hookfang's just horny and has chosen hoes over bros. Snotloud doesn't want any other dragon and is getting ready to leave the Dragon Riders, but when he goes to say goodbye to Hookfang, he finds out that Hookfang is actually a beta loser and some other Chad dragon is trying to steal his girl.
Yeah, I've heard male Vikings do it too, but I've personally never seen it.
Wrong! Girl Hookfang has 3 eggs in that cave. Hookfang has been helping her protect them from giant jerk dragon.
So Hookfang establishes dominance over the Chad dragon using Snotloud's short king tactics. The eggs hatch, and that's the end of season 1. So to wrap up, season 1 basically sets everything up. We see a bit of the development start to happen amongst the characters. Hiccup's pride, Fishlegs and Snotloud being frenemies, twins developing more of a personality. Trust me when I tell you it gets so much better. We get to see more time put into their dragons. Stakes get a lot higher in later seasons as well. And the show gets a lot fruitier, which personally I appreciate. So let me know if this was interesting. If you want to know more, I'm gonna talk about it more anyways because I already wrote the script for season 2. But validation is nice. Thank you for being a nerd with me. Last video I asked you guys what caffeinated beverage you thought the Percy Jackson characters would drink. For this one, I'm curious, what kind of music do you think the Dragon Riders would all listen to? What would they be playing from their huts? Fishlegs, I think, would listen to classical music, but not in the fun way, in the pretentious way. Snotloud would blast, like, death metal music, but then listen to girly pop in secret. Astrid wouldn't listen to music. She would prefer silence, or podcasts. Hiccup, I think, would have a mix of, like, really, really niche indie bands, and then just straight up, like, coworker music. Tough gives Britney Spears. And Roughneck was tricky for me, but I'm thinking, like, Charlie XCX and Ashniko for her. Both the twins are fully listening to Korn. Stoic absolutely divorced dad music. And Gobber, we all know he's listening to Chapel Roan, and he's been a little monster since he was a boy. So let me know what you think. Also, I would love some song recommendations, because I'm getting bored of my playlist personally. And Slater's album doesn't come out till like March. So thank you again. All you guys are amazing. If you want to check out my other stuff, I'm Ren Raccoon everywhere, except for the places that I'm not, where I'm Ren Renders. I'm thinking about combining the two and just being Ren Renders, but I'm afraid of change. And oh my god, what's that? Who put that there? But yeah, hydrate, or you'll die straight, and don't jump off a cliff. I've heard it's pretty bad for your health. Bye. Just kidding, I'm not done. This is editing Percy. Turns out I had to crop this a whole bunch and edit it down because of copyright. So I think what I'm gonna do is within the next week, I'm gonna just post the original video in full to my Patreon. It's gonna be free to access. I'm not gonna make y'all pay for it because I worked hard on it and I want you to see it. This weekend, it'll be posted. If it's not, I'm sorry. So, sorry about all the weird cuts and quality and stuff. Trying to dodge a big brother copyright YouTube. Thank you. Bye.